Hello, my name is Declan Mulready from the Audi Academy. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Audi A8 from the following perspectives: exterior, interior, performance, safety and technology. And when we talk about technology, we'll look at it from 2 points of view. First of all, the electronics, and second of all, the engineering behind the car. Taking a look at the exterior of the new Audi A8. First of all, from a design point of view, the car is a bit of a departure from what we have traditionally done. But first and foremost, let me stress that we will have two versions. We will have the normal wheelbase car, which this one is here, and we will also have the long wheelbase car as well. Now, when we take a look at the design language that goes with Audi, this car embodies quite a few of the things that we do traditionally, and it also has some new elements as well. First of all, when we take a look at the greenhouse, or the glass area of the car, you'll notice that this is very traditional Audi, no departure there. Next up, if you take a look at the dynamic line that we have, again, very traditional Audi. And by the way, the idea behind this line, it raises up as it goes backwards. It's there to give the appearance that the car is actually in motion, even when it's standing still. Next, the shoulder line on the car, as with most current Audis, is very high. That gives the car an aggressive appearance. One departure from what we currently do from a design language point of view is the belt line. And in the new A8, this actually protrudes. And the idea behind this design element is to give the car more presence. And when you see this car amongst its peers, I think we've definitely achieved that. Moving on to the front end, you can see that we have a new single frame grille. Now, unmistakably Audi. However, if you look closely, you'll notice that the corners have been squared off. And we're also using a lot more chrome than we have done in the past. Next, the LED headlights. Well, LEDs have become a signature of Audi. However, in the case of the new A8, we have the optional full LED headlight system. Needless to say, this makes the car striking. Let's take a look at the new A8 from a safety point of view. One of the first things you have to bear in mind about the A8 is its German heritage. One of the great things about Germany is they've got a road network that includes roads that have no speed limits. Unfortunately, when cars get into an accident over there, they're typically traveling at a higher speed, and as a result of that, the cars take multiple hits before they come to a stop. Designing the new A8 presents a bit of a challenge, and that is, how do you make an incredibly safe car even safer? Well, we have the next generation Audi space frame built into this car, and it has an unusual mix of aircraft grade aluminum, and in this section of the car right here, we're incorporating some steel. The benefit of this is steel technology has come on quite a bit over the last few years, and steel is the appropriate material to use there because it helps get rid of energy. Let's talk about the accident that we can help avoid. Now, as you know, Quattro is going to be standard on all A8s. One of the great benefits of Quattro is that it puts the power to the axle that can use it most. So it's not just a snow or wet weather feature, it's also fantastic for somebody that lives in Florida or California. Next up, we have the Audi Presense system. Basically, this is an intelligent system that figures out the car is just about to get into an accident, and it puts the appropriate measures in place to make sure that the occupants can walk away from that crash with the least amount of injuries. On top of that, we've also got the ESP system. In the event that the car starts to skid, the ESP system will apply the brake to an individual wheel to get the car back on track and heading in the direction the driver originally intended. Let's take a look at the new A8 from a performance point of view. We have a 4.2 litre V8 engine that produces 372 horsepower and 328 pound-feet of torque. We couple this engine to the new 8-speed Tiptronic transmission. And the benefit of this combination is that we have great acceleration, but we also get very good gas mileage as well. Next up, we have Quattro. This is a standard feature for all A8s. And power is nothing without control, and Quattro is what gives this car that control. This is a feature that a lot of people think of snow or rain. However, this is a fantastic feature for dry weather as well, for the simple reason being it puts the power to the axle that can use it most. As a result, you've got more traction. Next up, we have Audi Drive Select as an available option for this car. And we also have the Sport Differential available as well. You put all of these together, you've got a car that might be quite large in size. However, it's even larger from a fun point of view in driving. The suspension on the new A8 consists of a multi-link arrangement in the front and the same in the rear. Now the benefit of the multi-link front suspension up front is the fact that we can keep a perfectly flat contact patch with the road at all time. I know this seems like an odd thing to say because the tyres are always touching the ground. However, how flat they are makes a huge difference. That's one of the greatest advantages of our multi-link front suspension arrangement. Next up, we have very large disc brakes, front and rear, with multi-piston calipers up front. Now let's take a look at the interior of the new Audi A8. Taking a look around at the interior, it's absolutely wonderful. From a design point of view, it's quite a departure from what we've had in the past. The fit and finish is, as you would expect, spectacular, and the materials are world class, which is a very hard thing to do considering the old Audi A8 was the benchmark in its class for fit, finish and materials on the inside. Next up, we have the seats. The seats now have 3 different types of massage available, and they also have the venting option as well. The new A8 is available with 2 different sound systems. The standard system for the US market is the Bose surround sound system, now featuring Wave technology. The optional system is the Bang & Olufsen sound system. That dials things up quite a bit. In the past, we've had 1,000 watts available with this system. We've now upgraded that to 1,400 watts and even more speakers. Now let's take a look at the new A8 from a technology point of view. Being an executive class car, as you would expect, it is packed with technology. And let's be honest here, these cars are not just used for transportation, they're also used as business tools as well. It has all the features you would expect, like Bluetooth, backup camera, but it also has a host of optional equipment as well. One of the new features we have is night vision. This is an excellent feature for anybody that spends a lot of time driving in dark areas. And one of the unique features here is the fact that it will highlight a person in a different color as you drive down the street, so very easily identifiable. The next feature we have is the Audi Adaptive Cruise Control. Now, even when this system is turned off, we also have the benefit of having Audi Brake Guard built into it. And basically it warns you that you're getting too close to another driver, just in case you weren't paying attention. Next up, we take a look at the new MMI system. This is a vast departure from what we've used in the past, and I think it's also a good glimpse of what we're going to see on future models. One of the unique features with the new MMI system is the touchpad. This makes popping in a new entry very easy while you're on the move. The next thing that's rather unique is the shifter. We call this the yacht style shifter. Basically, as you put the car into drive, after the car is in drive, the gear shift moves back to where it was, and it now acts as a handrest for you to use the touchpad. Next up, we have a new generation of trip computer. It's a much larger screen than we've had in the past. It's obviously color, and it also gives you more information than we've had in the past as well. The next part of technology I would like to talk about is engineering. When you take a look at some of the unique systems that we use in the A8, it not only makes the car safer, not only makes the car more fuel efficient, but it also makes the car a more pleasurable drive as well. We take a look at technologies like FSI or direct injection. Basically, it makes the car not only more powerful, but also more fuel efficient as well. Next up, we have the new 8-speed Tiptronic transmission. Makes the car faster in a straight line, but again, gives us better fuel consumption. Next up, we have Quattro, a dynamic all-wheel drive system that doesn't just give you benefits in snow or wet weather, it also gives you more traction in dry weather. Next, the structure that the car is built around, the Audi space frame. As I've mentioned before, this is made from aircraft-grade aluminum, not an inexpensive process. Next, when you take a look at the interior in the car, we have a team called the Haptic team, and they literally sit down and figure out not only where everything should be, but also how it should feel. They also work on the materials from a touch or tactile point of view, so everything you touch in this car is an absolute delight.